that moment, you will be called Prince of the Sun.
Yes, I hear you all, my fellow agents. What is this? Shouldn't this be Square Pegs? Episodes 13 through 16? Well, it should be. However, your humble agent's got a family in town. He's off assignment for a few days, and it's taken up more time than he might have thought. So, Square Pegs will hopefully be on tomorrow. Having said that, welcome back. It is I, X7, your agent of Animated Awesome, and this does have songs in it, which is why I was going to be on tomorrow. But Square Pegs generally has songs in it, or at least mentions New Wave, because it's a totally different head. Totally. But this is going to be the 1968 animated movie, Little Norse Prince, or Hall's Prince of the Sun. Um, let's see, what is the Tayo no Oju Hall's no Daiboken? Horus is what you'll see in there, and that's just a mistransliteration because it makes no sense. Horus was an Egyptian sun god, so the one with the falcon head. Be that as it may, do all the things like share, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this movie. If you like it, uh, I quite enjoy it. I have the Blu-ray of it. I think it's from Discotheque. But if you're ready, oh wait, let's click one more here. Now on with the show. The movie starts off with a bang with a pack of silver wolves, even though one is gray and the rest are brown. I don't know where the silver comes in, chasing our hero, who is armed only with an axe. And the movie, the English dub calls him Hulls, and that would be Holus, with the U being aspirated in Japanese. So there's where you get Horus from. There they are. Well, I guess there's two of them. But there, he's very determined. Halls is voiced by Billy Lou Watt. You will know her as Kimba and Astro Boy and Jimmy Sparks. It was Titan Dubbing that you saw in there that did it. I don't know if Peter Fernandez was involved in this one. He would have been doing Teacher at the time, which were so very close to each other, at least. So there they've got him cornered right there by this rocky outcropping, which suddenly turns into the giant rock core in the dub, Mog the Rock Giant in Japanese, voiced by Ray Owens, also from Kimba and Astro Boy and Gigantor. There he is. That says Mog, Man of Stone. So these are new subtitles from the Discotheque people. And again, this is a wonderful disc. It's a wonderful Blu-ray. It does have the English dub accompanying it, which they do. I'm so glad that they've done that. It doesn't have the English credits, which is why you got that. And we'll see a little more later on. And Hulls pulls out this giant sword, and that had been pestering Rockor for ages, millennia. It's the Sword of the Sun. And if you can master it, there you go, and see your achievement and bow his head. So that's a very unusual looking giant, but they are big. They are good hands. They look like good hands, don't they? Now we get the credits there. See Horsu, but the great adventure of Halls, Prince of the Sun. So he's just having fun. Down he goes, crashes, and then he goes back to his dad, who's dying. And he's left his village and took his son with him, but he shouldn't have because of the evil one, Grunwald, or Grunwald, if you will. Yeah, I know. It sounds like Grindelwald, doesn't it? Or Grindelwald. But he says, join forces with him to stop him. And then he dies. Viking funeral pyre. I mean, you got death right in the middle. And Halls also kills several of the wolves. There's his buddy Koro the bear. Koro does get to talk. Corrine Orr voices all the animals and several of the people. I mean, there are 4 people credited here in the English dub that do all the voices. Everybody else except for Mog the Rock Giant and Boldo have uh, have one voice actor. So there he's on his ship. He's flying fish, and some birds attack Koro, and they get separated because a big old one grabs him, drops him down, and there we meet our villain for the first time with the 2 silver wolves he commands. And he's not afraid of holes at all with his ninja axe there, which is an odd weapon. I say ninja axe because on Saturday we're going to be seeing a lot of one of those. Odd weapon for a Norseman, but I think he was related to the Snow Queen, don't you think? So he wants him to be his brother. But nope, not going to happen. So he throws him overboard. And there it is. There's a little boy. Let's see if we can find who that is. Scroll down. Chaharu, maybe. Could be Mani. Could be. Oh, that's Flip there. He was been chasing a rabbit, but now he's got to save him. Brings him to his house, and they get to discuss things like that right there. The riddle of the steel, if you will. And so there's the sword, and it needs to be reforged and sharpened and honed. But now we have our first problem. The village is a monstrous pike has been settled by the waterfall, and it's eating all the fish. So they're starving, and it's killed one of the men, Molas. We don't ever meet Molas because he's dead. Another death. And off Halls goes to do what he can. So he finds there's the pike looking at him. It's a really good sequence, giant pike. I would much prefer to, sea serpent or lake dragon or something other than just a giant pike. But that's very Japanese. You'll see that a lot. There's a great shot of it. He fights it and gets it crushed under the rocks, and no one can see it. He goes back there, and they're all kind of mad at him until the fish show up. Everyone's happy, and we get a song. I think this might be the second song. And we get some comedy bits here with Koro and Flip. And they're reunited. Yay! Look at how much that bear drools. And look at that. That wolf there is not happy, or knows that the boss is going to be there. So really well done animation here. The movie, as you saw, was directed by Sao Takahata, called Sao Takahata. And there, I think it's got, Hayao Miyazaki did scene design and key animation. We all know where he's been. Studio Ghibli. Eventually I'll get around to those, but I mean, they've been so well reviewed, lots of reviews. And there's the other boy. That's not Flip. They're dancing, another song, and there is the chief, who's kind of a dink, and I call him Wormtongue. His name's Drago. The village chief is just called Village Chief, voiced by Ray Owens. Drago is voiced by Gilbert Mack. And you can hear, I believe, that's Daniel Baboon's voice. The wolves attack. And Halls goes out and just starts wiping them out with his axe. And the men tear down his barn to build up, and they just, lots of death and destruction here, villagers and wolves. Off he goes. The wolf leads him to this village. And there's where he meets Hilda, the mysterious stranger Hilda, voiced by, of course, Corrine Orr. And there's her 2 friends, an owl and I want to call him Chippy, Potam. And I don't know who the owl is, but the owl is not what he appears. I don't like owls being evil, but, spoiler alert, the owl's evil. And, of course, Drago. Another, 4th song in a row. They sing a lot in here. Everyone stops working because her voice is so beautiful. There's the owl warning. He's warning Drago. What if that devil returns? And he's gonna. It's the legendary sword. So things are not as they seem with Hilda either. Why does she have an evil owl and a good little? This Chiro the squirrel. And me, I like squirrels. Which reminds me, I need to upload that. He gave up on reforging the sword. And now we find out the secret. Hilda is Grunwald's sister. And then he will use his sword. And Drago is trying to use Hilda to become chief. And there's a wedding taking place. And they think that she'll marry Halls, and then she goes into Debbie Downer. Triplets, is more another song. They're late for the wedding. And now it is time for station identification. You are watching Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters on KXNO, part of the Xenorama Broadcasting Network. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program. The villagers here don't seem surprised at animals talking. I mean, no one's surprised now when Scooby-Doo talks. But his axe is missing, and Hilda sends an army of rodents into the town. They destroy some of the wedding dress, and the dubbing is unclear whether the bride survives or not. She tries to turn him against. Hilda tries to turn him against Halls, and then so does Wormtongue there. And it's so, but she's having second thoughts at least. Wormtongue isn't. And she sees the kids playing while they're singing. And this little, I think that's Chaharu, but I don't know. Mountie. Sorry, I keep getting them wrong. Oh, Mountie is the bird because the child's asleep. Oh no, Mountie is the little girl. She's immortal. She has dreams about the sword, sister of a devil. But Chiro's her friend, but he's gets chased by the owl. And she confesses up to him. But they're trying to get him to leave, so Hilda's the culprit. He would even kill a girl. Yeah, so at least his buddy there protects him. The owl's flying around. I'll be back. I'll be back. So he's going off to fight Grunwald. Just imbecile Drago, that worthless chief. And they tell it. So they confess there. He wants to exterminate all mankind. He's obviously a Jotun. At least that's what they would have believed. Yep. And he won't do it. But there is a pool. I think he's dead. And the Forest of Doubt. That's where he is now, which is scary. So there he says it. Another song. And there's old Flip and Koro looking for holes. There he is. What a great shot. Very reminiscent of Night on Bald Mountain from Fantasia. Down it comes. What will we do? Well, Baldo and the others are ready. And they're going to reforge the sword. Dun, dun, dun. And there's a ice mammoth of some kind, which is pretty cool. And they're going to, no matter where we flee, we got to fight him. So they use fire. And Hole shows back up. And she gives the medallion of life. She sacrifices her medallion of life for the kid and the bear. Off they fly. Ice or wolf spirits show up. It's finished. And now their final battle has begun. Oh, it's not a giant crossbow, but these things do show up a lot. The Sword and the Dragon has a giant crossbow in it, released a year before Some Voyages in Bed. We'll get to that. Flaming arrows. So lots of fighting, and he cuts off. And that sword is powerful. Cuts off one of the tusks, and then Rockor shows up, and they have a battle here. It's a good battle. I highly recommend seeing the movie. And the Medallion of Life lets him fly. She betrayed me. Curses. Rockor defeats the old ice mammoth. Everyone cheers on their ice boat. Off he goes, fighting, flying. The sun comes in. Of course, the sun is the mortal enemy of darkness, of evil, the light. Kablamo! Hilda. They think Hilda's dead, and now she's surprised. Come on. We were going to have a happy ending no matter what. Anyone who had thought differently, cuckoo! There she's all happy. They're happy. And that is the end running. And now Rockor's got friends. And I would assume they all lived happily ever after. I thought I did have the end credits in English, but that was not to be. So we're just going to wrap this up. And remember, if you have unruly children, take them out to the movies and let them become somebody else's problem.
The Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure.
Superman, Aquaman, all the superheroes. They always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might. Superman, the man of steel, performs super deeds with ease. Aquaman's the bold and daring king of the seven seas. Something from another planet swoops upon the foe. Nothing stops the Teen Titans anywhere they go. Flashed by the eyes who follow with the super speed. Against the force of evil, the Atom will succeed. Green Lantern's power ring can accomplish anything. Superman, Aquaman, all the superheroes are the Justice League of America. Let's all go!
All right, my fellow agents. I do hope that we will be able to do square pegs tomorrow. If not, it'll be on Saturday, I promise. We'll just move things around. We're nothing if not adaptable here at Zenorama. But until that next assignment, whatever it happens to be, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And remember, the sun never sets on the prince who has the Sword of the Sun, or something like that. Be seeing you.
Monday on Premiere Week. Get ready for wild times at Wee High. When these two square pegs try and fit in.
No way!
With the in crowd.
Is that a lunchbox?
Class clowns.
Totally different hair. Totally.
And first crushes when Square Pegs premieres next Monday.